Hey guys, welcome back to this St Pölten series. Today I'm going to be live comming an Austrian FA Cup second round game against a shite amateur side. But first, a bit of doom and gloom for you on the financial front yet again. Now we're back, projected at least, in the red, still 450k in the black as it is, but 1.48 million projected balance. This is before I've sorted out my contracts. I'll just show you the situation regarding contracts now. As you can see, the vast majority of contracts do expire at the end of the season, and players can be poached 6 months before the end of their contract, as is normal in this game. So I'm going to be needing to tie up some contracts to key players very quickly, because I'm not having my squad depleted, even if it does mean quite a lot of short-term financial pain. I'm going to need to offload a lot of these players in the near future if we're going to get the club back on a solid footing, I think. Up until the point in which I found in my email inbox that a lot of wage rise clauses were being activated, there was just a list of about 15 players, all with 10-15% yearly wage rise clauses in their contract. The projected balance went down from, I think, 4 million in the black to about a mil in the red. So, I mean, that just shows you the sort of damage not negotiating your contract carefully can do to the club. So yeah, I guess the conclusion from this is really just be careful when you're negotiating your contracts. You can almost always successfully negotiate a contract without any yearly wage rise clause or promotion wage rise clause or any clause that involves the rise of a wage during the course of the contract. And yeah, if you can, please do, because it does end up ruining your club's finances if you're not careful. So that's going to take some time, I think, to repair. Hopefully when the club's back in profit, we'll be able to be on the rise again, but I guess for this season, a bit more consolidation is needed. Unfortunately, I'd love to progress the club this season, but it might be a bit of an uneventful season because of the impending financial doom hanging over us yet again. Anyway, after 9 games, I'm just going to show you the league table, where we stand at the moment. Now, 7th, obviously a bit of a shit position to be in, but just look how close the league is. 2nd up to us in 7th, separated by just 3 points. I'm a win away from being 2nd after the first round of fixtures. I definitely think the Europa League, being in that competition, has affected our results, our performances in the league, especially more towards the start of the season, were pretty poor, to be honest, and I put that down mainly to the fatigue of playing Thursday, Sunday. It's alright for the bigger clubs. Their players are obviously a lot fitter, more athletic, but I by no means have a squad full of pub goers, but they're just not on the same level in terms of fitness, and it definitely shows. So I'm just going to show you then how the games have gone on in this 9-game period, and including how we've gotten on in the Europa League and the Austrian FA Cup too. Our domestic campaign started off in the Austrian FA Cup, and we were drawn away to a semi-professional side, FC BW Linz. After 4 minutes, however, they took a shock lead. Pavel was found with space on the wing, delivered across to Silberbauer, who headed it in. We got the equaliser on the half-hour mark, after Konstantin Kirschbaumer just decided to fucking hit one.
Twat! That was liquid football!
And normal service was resumed just as the second half begun. A very Route 1 goal, Riegler with the assist, Stankovic getting on the end of the ball and putting the finish past the goalkeeper. Our domestic campaign began with a decent point at Austria Vienna. The first goal of our season from Dominik Hofbauer, with that lovely free kick. Austria Vienna replied instantly. It was Gorgon who found the space on the wing, crossed it for Ismail Tajori to equalise straight away. Gorgon was added again 5 minutes later, putting in another cross. This time Cleo got on the end of it and scored Austria Vienna's second to give them the lead. With 15 minutes to go, we managed to secure our equaliser, and it was found after Ibrahimovic held up the ball, found Stankovic, and he hit the finish with all the composure of an experienced professional. After the high of the Maribor game, we came crashing down to earth when we hosted newly promoted Altak. Rafinha with the only goal from a corner. Now, you may recall me saying Katzenberger had been promoted, but when I showed you the table, there was still 1 game to go in the first division season. So that was an incredibly basic error on my part. Apologies for that, but yeah, it's Altach who are promoted and not Kaufenberger. Next up was the continuation of our Europa League campaign, and we drew Belgian side Liège in third qualifying round. In their home leg, they took us out 2-1. Our away goal, though, made it a less costly defeat, shall we say. The first goal coming pretty early on from Toussaint. Through a Levon Garagian free kick, we managed to get an equaliser. Dominic Hofbauer heading it in past a hapless goalkeeper. However, their winner came from the penalty spot. Didn't really have any complaints about the penalty, but it was a bit of a shit way to lose the first leg. Then we had another disappointing game in the league, drawing 0-0 with Wolfsberger, not really creating enough chances to take down one of the weaker teams in the league. It is with this 1-1 draw that I regrettably announce the end of our European tour before it even really begun. Not too disappointed though, because, well, obviously I am disappointed to be out of the competition. It's clear that we didn't really have the squad or the financial footing to go and get the squad to compete in Europe, and it was only going to detriment our performance in the league, as I'm sure you've managed to draw that conclusion, to be honest, from the league games I've shown you. We did give ourselves hope through Edin Ibrahimovic, who scored a goal that would have put us through to the next round. However, their goal came from a pretty poor missed header from Minviel, and the shot from De Costa was spilt from Riegler, and we had no response to that, so that was us crashing out of the Europa League. We look to put that disappointment behind us and focus on our league campaign away at SV Ried, our challengers for 4th place from last season. We managed to get the only goal of the game through Edin Ibrahimovic after he played a neat 1-2 with Kobe Arthur. In an attempt to keep this momentum going, we then hosted Sturm Graz, who were in form at home. Their form and their superiority showed after just 12 minutes. A lovely neat finish from Duento after a Kynes through ball. However, my Chinese regen He Biao scoring from a corner to make it 1-1. That was his first ever goal for St Pölten. Sturm Graz replied not long after that through a corner that Christoph Riegler managed to spill. Donkey. Luckily, just before the hour mark, a well-worked move on our part inside their box, finished first time from Edin Ibrahimovic, managed to secure us a point from the game. Any hope that we would gain some momentum from those pretty convincing league performances into the Mattersburg game was quickly extinguished. Burgar there with their first goal of 4 in what can only be described as a collapse. And it started after 74 minutes. Burgar putting through Grigic, who had the freedom of the box to pick his spot and make it 2-0. And their third came just 2 minutes later, Burgar again having far too much space to smash home his second goal. 3-0 to Mattersburg. The misery was complete after 87 minutes. Prietel finding Poltzmann, finding Berger with a beautiful one-touch move that sealed his hat-trick. All I can say in conclusion to this is, do not play Football Manager at 4 in the morning when you're tired out of your arse. It never works out well. By some miracle, we were able to put that crushing defeat behind us and get an impressive 2-1 victory against Rapid Vienna. A well-worked counter-attacking goal was our first, and Bitcher with the assist, Kirschbaum with the finish on the edge of the box. Much to my annoyance, he would later go on to miss a penalty. However, the penalty miss was made irrelevant after 72 minutes. Stankovic found the assist with a lovely threaded through ball. Ibrahimovic's lobbed finish was just as appealing. From a corner, Rapid Vienna managed to find a late goal, but it proved too little too late for them. We continued this impressive vein of form at Innsbruck. One of my new signings, who goes by the name of Martin Harrer, who I will come on to in a minute, was our star performer in this game, getting the 2 assists for Dominik Hofbauer's 2 goals. There you can see the first. Persistence paying off, as his second ball into the box found a reply. Through a Herrera assist, Hofbauer managed to make it 2-0 after just 8 minutes. From our own corner, they managed to make it nervous for us with just 20 minutes to go. Hofbauer, seemingly far too tired to keep up with the fresh-legged Holland, who plants the finish under no pressure from the defence. We sealed the win 5 minutes later. Another Martin Herrera assist. He found Kobe Arthur, who got our third. What followed was a spirited performance against the runaway league leaders, RB Salzburg. Herrera finding Kobe Arthur, who rounded the keeper but couldn't find the finish. No matter, he found Herrera, who scored his first goal for the club. On the stroke of half-time, however, Salzburg found their equaliser. It came for some pretty poor, passive defending in our own box. Kasalika was there to take full advantage. Less than 10 minutes into the second half, Salzburg found their winner, a Kevin Campbell cross for Kasalika to put it away. So you're now clued up on how the games have gone so far. I'm just going to show you the very limited, really, transfer business. Michael Huber, a right back who's been with us since the start of the save, was sold to New Boys SCR Altach for a fee of 150k. Again, managed to squeeze quite a lot of money out of him. He was not really going to improve that much. Pretty hefty on the wage front as well. So yeah, he's done his time here. He's served the club very well in the over 3 years he's been here. So we wish him all the best at Altach, and I'm glad I managed to get a pretty hefty fee for him. I also let Roman Kirschbaum go on a free at the end of his contract. I have a lot of young midfielders coming through with a lot of talent, so I want to give them game time. So Kirschbaum wouldn't really be getting any games anymore. He was only ever a backup player, so he's done well at his time here. Gave us valuable cover when we needed it, and best of luck to him as well in the future. Fingsner, the guy who I never really played at centre back, he was never really cut out for this level. A bit of a poor signing really, but he's off the wage bill now, and that's all that matters. The rest are just players who I weren't using, going out on frees. A lot of young players getting loaned as well. Jidic and Gajarian, I've shown you in a previous episode. 2 very talented youngsters that I've managed to find. Went a bit mad after we got that surprise financial boost. Look where that's got us now. And Martin Herrera, who I've shown you just, came in on a free from Austria Vienna. They'd transfer listed him. He was near the end of his contract. Only on £825 a week, and he's pretty much ready-made for this level. Obviously been at Austria Vienna, one of the big 4 in Austria, and he's got fantastic stats. Only 24 as well, still a good age, and not much on the wage front, so I didn't think I could go wrong there, and he's already proven his worth, as I've shown you in the 2 games that he's played for us. Okay guys, we are good to go for the FA Cup tie. We'll be playing SK Austria Klagenfurt away from home. So we're going to go into the team selection now. I'm going to switch back to 4-4-1-1. 4-2-3-1 doesn't seem to be working for me anymore. I'm going to, not sure what I'm going to do there. I'm going to put Cepelini back a bit. I'm going to put Stankovic on in the hole. Fresh legs, youthful exuberance, can't really go wrong. And Bitchel will go on the wing. Herrera's a bit tired, don't really want to whisk it. Put Sebastian Fuchs back in the side. And Ibrahimovic not quite back from injury yet. Got to remember that there are only 5 substitutes in the cup, so I want to make sure I'm covered in every position. It looks like I am, apart from central midfield, so I'll bring Casadi in there. And we're good to go. They're lining up with an extremely strange formation. 4-4-2 with a sweeper. It looks like there can be a lot of space exploited. Either side of the central defender, but each to their own. We're going to be asking our ass man for some advice on the opposition instructions, your favourites lads, so let's get into the game. And we're off. Let's go then. Very big stadium here. No fans. It's a little bit like North Korea. And Bitchel hits the bar. I'll tell you what they are like. They're sort of like MK Dons. Their ground's far too big for them. I think they're playing in the 3rd tier. So it's an accurate analogy. Anyway, I'm rambling. No, that corner came to nothing. And it's been cleared. So we're just playing it around the back. Yeah, that's lovely. Now our attacking players have the ball. We should be moving it a lot quicker. Stankovic here, causing trouble on the wing. And Bitchel whips it in. Hofbauer gets the goal after just 4 minutes. And we take the lead. I have a friend who actually watches my videos. Actually wondered if Hofbauer was a striker, the amount of goals that he scores. I can't say I blame him, to be honest. It's just a crazy amount that he must have scored for us from midfield. My tactics must be exploiting his talents very well. Kirschbaumer, Stankovic, Hofbauer will run onto it, and it's a good save really from the keeper. It was hit with a lot of venom. And he's just going to launch it up, Big Sam style. They're in possession now, so we've just got to be mindful. Keep the shape. Oh dear, that's straight at Riegler, but he spilled it. He is very liable to those mistakes. Just got to see this attack out, not underestimate them, even though I did call them a shite amateur team at the beginning. Let's forget I ever said that, because I might get a bit of egg on my face by the end of this game. So it's been a pretty eventful game so far. I'm finding it hard to keep up with it all. I suppose there are going to be a lot of highlights when a big team plays a smaller team. What is Holzman doing? Thinks he's shabby back there. Arthur now has the ball, and we're moving at pace here. Stankovic, he's one-on-one. Good save from the goalkeeper. Let's whip it in, Stankovic. Corner's well dealt with. Back in by Cepelini. And Bitchel is going to hold it up on the outside. Gajarian. And he's hit it straight as his own player. Oh dear. Well, it's a good thing we're leading. Anyway, you know, it's not that easy. But we've got a dangerous position here from the free kick. Kirschbaumer, if that's not offside, has given us a 2-goal lead. And the linesman keeps his flag down. So we are 2-0 up after 22 minutes. And it's already becoming a bit of a mismatch. It is always satisfying when you know, just get the job done against a smaller team. You don't want any trouble, you want to win it in normal time. I mean, the game against, what was it, BW Linz in the first round, that was nervous, us actually going a goal down. Yeah, we don't want to repeat of that at any other point in the cup if we get a smaller team. Stankovic has put through on Bitchel, and it's 3-0 now, and we are cruising to victory here. This wasn't exactly the best game to livecom because it's been very one-sided. And nothing's happened, so I'm just going to skip straight to half-time. And I'm very pleased. Very happy with the way things are going, lads. They're all delighted. Look at that. So it's going to be a bit of an uneventful second half, you'd imagine. I mean, naturally, when you're 3-0 up, you just tend to knock it about for fun. We don't want any complacency, of course, but can they really pose that much of a danger from 3 goals down? We shall see. That's a very poor ball. You don't want to give it to Hofbauer because he's just going to run at pace, and that is a second yellow, if not a straight red. He's just clattered him. Bit of a rush of blood to the head there, and it is a second yellow, and it's an early bath for Osman Ali. I didn't even have time to read his name, but it's irrelevant because he won't be playing anymore in this game. Holzman blazes the ball over the bar there. And we're getting ready then to make our 62nd minute substitution. Arthur had a relatively poor game, but there are a lot of tired bodies in midfield, so I'm going to put Casali in the deep line playmaker role. I'm going to... I'd like to, if I can, take off Hofbauer. I can't see anyone who can actually play on the left. This is a bit of a conundrum. Looks like I haven't packed appropriately for this game. Not to worry, I think we'll bring Felix on up front. Risk having a tired Dominic Hofbauer for our next league game, which isn't ideal. But the important thing is we're through to the next round of the cup now, almost certainly. A low league team, 3-0 down to 10 men. Have stranger things happened? I'm not so sure. Ambitial playing in Ceppolini, he's got all the space in the world, but the defenders were tracking back and Trabi made a good save. So fair play to him. It's been whipped in and he really should have caught that. We won't complain though, we've got another corner and Stankovic will drill it in again, but it's cleared at the near post. Not long to go now then. Nervous times as they have a highlight with 8 minutes left. Oh, that's a lovely 1-2. Good save from Riegler. It would be quite embarrassing if we were to concede against just the 10 men. Bearing in mind they're also a couple of divisions below us at least. But we could have a counter on here, but we don't. The highlight has been finished. And Ambitchel is injured, which is terrible news. Luckily, our now first choice right winger, Hara, is on the bench to replace him. And we're just going to see out the next 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes of added time. This should be the end of the game now. And the ref blows for full time. Very satisfying, comprehensive win that shows the gulf in class between the two sides. More than happy with that. And that is going to be the end of this episode. Wasn't the most exciting live com, so apologies for that. But nevertheless, we are through to the next round of the FA Cup. So I'll see you after half of the season, and we'll see how this save has progressed then. Alright guys, take care for now. See you later.